amount of work your agency needs to get done every day, it's understandable if your brand is one of the last things on your mind. And while it's not necessary to spend endless hours on developing your brand, it's important to view your brand as a critical piece of your marketing strategy. Your brand helps potential customers view your agency as a leading option for insurance. It establishes why people should do business with your agency and why you might be a better choice than other competitors. The bottom line is that sweating your brand helps you get more customers. In this video, we'll help discuss the main requirements of a good insurance agency brand. In particular, you'll answer the following questions. How do customers view brands, and why is it important for an insurance agency? What does my agency need to have in order to have a functional brand? How do I convey my agency's values through logo, messaging, and voice? In addition, we'll learn tips on how to keep your brand consistent across different marketing channels, as well as across different members of your team. For many businesses, they think of a brand as merely a logo and a tagline. However, a brand is so much more than that. Your brand is what your prospects, also known as your potential customers, think of when they hear your agency's name. It's what they've heard their peers and family members say about your customer service. It's important to understand that your brand not only includes the factual offerings of your product and services, but the emotional ones as well. Take, for example, the American jewelry brand Tiffany's. This luxury brand is popularly known for selling diamond rings and for wrapping their products in a teal box. This is a physical aspect of their brand that customers have come to expect. In fact, color is a huge factor in brand recognition. A signature color can increase your brand recognition by 80%. As an example, think about Starbucks' frequent use of green and Coca-Cola's iconic use of the color red. Outside of the physical representation of a brand, there's also an emotional aspect. Going back to the Tiffany's example, many people view the jewelry brand as extremely romantic. This particular emotion is an intentional feeling that the company tries to elicit from their customers, from their ads and commercials to their packaging and customer service. Though you probably won't be focused on creating a feeling of romance, you can inspire similar emotions with your insurance agency's brand. In the next video, we'll talk more about what makes an effective brand. But for now, let's look at the 4 key components of building and developing your brand. The first 2 key components of an agency brand are your mission and values. While your mission and values are 2 separate aspects of your brand, we introduce them together because they're connected. In short, your mission describes your agency's function, markets, and competitive advantages. Your values are what supports the mission and culture of the company. Let's dig into mission statements first. View your mission statement as the one-liner representation of your brand. It should highlight your promise and value to customers. It should also convey how you're different from competitors. This is sometimes referred to as your competitive advantage. An easy way to determine your competitive advantage is to use the 3 C's: their cost, convenience, and customer service. For most businesses, it's important to compete on one of the 3 C's. In insurance, since you don't have much control over the price of insurance products, you'll need to focus on providing value through convenience or customer service. You can use these 3 simple questions to identify your competitive advantage. Do I provide the most affordable insurance? Do I make it easy for prospects to purchase more unique lines of insurance, such as Auto Service Plus or cyber liability? Do I provide exceptional customer service? Does a good size of my new business come from referrals? Once you determine your competitive advantage, make an effort to include that focus in your daily operation. For example, start by including it in your mission statement and values. Remember, your mission statement is the one-liner representation of your brand, and your values are the set of activities that support the mission. Take a look at this example of a mission statement and set values. We provide clients with the best insurance solutions possible. We obsess over customer service. We ensure you have all the tools you need to make the right insurance decisions. In this example, what sticks out the most is the focus on the customer. They're not interested in providing the cheapest option, but the option that is the best for the customer. They make this focus clear through their values. 1, an obsession with customer service, and 2, equipping customers with the appropriate tools and education. The brand promises in this particular mission statement and set values is very powerful. They are committed to ensuring customer satisfaction at any cost. This is the type of brand promise that compels customers to refer your business. It's also worth noting that customers want brands that talk the talk and walk the walk. That means that if you're not able to execute on the level of customer service that you're advertising in your brand, then you'll lose customers. After your mission and values, the next key components of your brands is a unique identity. It might be helpful to view your brand as a person, similar to the way that your wardrobe, emotions, and personality influence how people view you as a person. The same can be said for your agency's brand. Everything about your agency becomes a part of your brand's identity. For example, if your staff excels at processing claims, then you'll get a reputation for being efficient. Your goal is to create an identity that makes customers and prospects excited to do business with you. Now, one area where you can start to develop your unique identity is through your logo. If you already have a logo, don't worry. We don't recommend making big changes. You already have some brand equity and you don't want to lose that recognition with your customers. But even small changes can help. This might include switching from a text-heavy logo to one that relies more heavily on an icon or image. If you're worried about not having the right skills or budget for a project like this, there are lots of easy options to get help. You can get a logo for $100 or less on online marketplaces such as Fiverr or 99 Designs. Once you've rebranded your logo, make sure to align all your visuals and messaging on your social media channels and websites. As a bonus, have your company logo as your profile photo on your Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts so that your audience is reminded of your brand every time they log in. And finally, your brand should have guidelines. Think about the top global brands out there: Apple, Mercedes, Disney, and Nike. They have very well-known brands and many people coordinating their brand efforts. However, even these top companies use simple tools to help manage their brand. It's called a brand guide. And at the end of this lesson, we'll help you create one for your own agency. A key component to maintaining a successful brand is consistency. If your brand is competing on customer service, for example, that means every customer experience should be top-notch. In order to maintain brand consistency, you can put together a brand guide. Now, view the brand guide as a set of rules for how your brand is represented. We'll learn how to develop a brand guideline in this week's activity, but for now, you should follow these best practices. Have a repository for all your visual assets, which means everyone should have the same logo, same colors, and fonts for digital emails and ads. Make sure all employees are aligned with the company mission and values. Some creative ways to incorporate the mission is to include it in email signatures, signs around the office as well, and to include it in performance review cycles. Create scripts for specific issues with customer service. Think about the most common issues, then outline how you'd want these issues to be resolved. Your brand is central to all marketing activities. While it'll take time to develop your brand, you can set your agency up for success by first starting with your mission and values, logo, and then setting up a set of brand guidelines.